Hi there. So, interesting topic today is that the therapeutic approach. What's therapy about? What's it kind of look like? How do I know it's working? So, I'm tying this up into kind of one video for multiple questions that we get asked. And the first one that is mostly unspoken, but then does come up from a therapeutic standpoint is, will you judge me for what I say? And oftentimes we can feel judged for going to therapy. We can. It's not a pleasant experience to say that somebody across from us is analyzing us, looking at all of our patterns of behavior, and is trying to make a critique upon our lives to force change. That doesn't mean we're necessarily being judgmental. And I can really highlight that, is that we're first very experienced. I mean, to get to a licensed standpoint in therapy, it's a long process. In California, a person must first complete a master's degree within the field. That can be with a background in psychology. They can go straight for a social work master's. They can go straight forward for marriage and family therapy. They can even go for clinical casework. There's three primary avenues. And then they have to then, each of them, complete after the master's around 3,000 hours of supervised associate work, which is a very long process. That is not an overnight thing. That is usually, at the very minimum, 2 years. So, most of the time, when you work with a licensed therapist, you're getting a seasoned therapist who's seen quite a lot. And I will also highlight this, the associate status. Many therapists are looking for supervised work, and the best supervision comes from the most intense locations. They've seen it all. Most of us have started off in working for like the critical crisis houses of San Diego, or working for these drastic inpatient nonprofits that are dealing with psychiatric cases. Some have worked on the hospital floor and have seen some wild things. So to say, will you judge me for what I say? Coming in my doors, we present the most non-judgmental approach that we can. It's a clinical approach. We do want you to do well. You doing well means that we're doing well. So we're not trying to judge you for what's going on for you. We're truly trying to assist you. We're trying to assist everyone that comes through our doors. And we want everyone to succeed. My success is determined by your success. So it doesn't matter what's coming through that door. I want to help you. I want you to do well. And there's part of the therapeutic journey is building trust in your therapist. So how do you build that trust? By talking. The worst thing that you can do for any person feeling stuck in mental health is isolating and feeling that you have to do this alone. So that goes into the second question of, okay, well, I'm starting to work with a therapist. I'm feeling a little better. How do I know my therapy is working? Well, we often do a lot of measures in therapy. I have quite a few assessment tools that are regularly passed out to measure anxiety, depression, overall health and wellness. One of them we call is the GAD-7. It's the Generalized Anxiety and Depression Screening based off a 7 questionnaire. It's very useful. So we kind of monitor that progress. But the better way to say, how do I know therapy's working, is saying, well, here's where I was, and I was battling this specific challenge going in where I wanted help. I wanted assistance. And now I've given my therapist 3 or 4 sessions, and have I seen any change? Am I handling something in a different approach, or I've received it where I say, hey, I'm treating this slightly differently? And if that's the case, it's starting to work. But it's good to have evaluative measures at every length of journey within therapy. So getting to know the therapist and getting it rolling and seeing if it's starting to work, that's the 1 month mark, 4 sessions. Then you want to hit it up again at 3 months, because that is about where we start looking at different practices saying, hey, this is about the length of treatment that we have. We see most therapeutic practices say, hey, you're making great strides at 3 months, 6 months, sometimes 9 months, sometimes a year. Very few of my clients, with how I approach them, hit the year mark. We're looking at 6 months on average. But there is intensive cases that do need longer. or that there's support that we're afraid, since we've made so much progress, to withdraw from our therapist, that I honestly have to have that conversation with them and say, hey, you've made great strides. Do you really need me anymore? And that's another big one, is how do I know when I need to terminate with my therapist? Well, same thing on how you know if it's working. If you're no longer seeing the progress that you want to have, and there's not something that you are feeling that you're striving towards in therapy, and it's just becoming general conversation, it's time to terminate with your therapist. We want to see you grow. We want to see you succeed, and we don't want to continue a pattern that's necessarily not working for you. So, should you need anything, reach out. We're here to help. Sunset Coast, we're love.